What's up, everybody? Welcome to Make This Go Viral. Oh, they suck. Hey, what's up, Tamika Davis? Welcome in. Please smash that thumbs up for me. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Look, I'm late. Let me turn this music down. Shout out to 755 and Shandy Cheek Music. Okay, so today we are going to be talking about Sierra Day. What's up, Sheep? Hey. Hold on. I want to change that. How y'all doing out there today? I think I took stuff out that I needed. Oh, here's something. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about Aniya Day and Sierra Day, or Aniya Garrett. Let me turn this down. I don't know. Can y'all hear me okay? Let me know. Please smash the thumbs up. Please share this out. Dude. I don't know why I keep doing that. Okay, so I think this is number 8 on Sierra Day. And so I wanted to continue on. The last time I reported on this, Sierra, Deonte Lewis basically was caping for Sierra Day. Let me play a video, just in case y'all don't know what I'm talking about. I think I got a video in here. Let's see. That might just be So these are pictures of Sierra Day and Deonte Lewis. These are the characters we're going to be talking about today. Okay, so they have, I have their interrogation video that I wanted to go over. And so the last time I reported on this case, I reported Deonte's part where he was caping for Sierra on the death of her daughter, Aniya Garrett. Absolutely. So that's who we're talking about today. We're talking about Aniya Garrett. And so I had an interrogation video of her so-called mother and her boyfriend that aided in this whole thing. At the time, Aniya's father was trying to get custody of her, and she was keeping him away from her. Ultimately, she had a stroke at the age of 4. She was 26 pounds when she died, and she was 40 inches. I had a 2-month-old child who was 22 pounds at 2 months. So that just gives you an idea of how tiny she was. And so I'm because I think I got 7 on here, 7 or 8. There's a playlist. Follow that playlist if you want to know more about the interrogation. Very sad. How you doing, Odoms? Welcome in. Glad to see you here. And so, anyway, the last video that I did, it was the guy who was basically they said that the mother was abusing Aniya before he ever came into the picture. It's been happening since it was 2015. Um, in 2018 is when Aniya passed away, and I created a group in her name. And so this case is near and dear to me. And so I wanted to bring this information because I didn't know this in the beginning. This information was just released maybe 2 months ago now. And so I just wanted to make sure that I report on this because this was a case that really got me involved in crime. This is the case that got me involved in crime. I mean, I used to, in 2017, when Kanika Jenkins passed away, I followed that case. That was the very first case I ever followed. But Aniya was the first case that I covered because I actually created a group in her name. And then I created a spinoff group, which is called Make This Go Viral. So that's how I was birthed. My business was birthed. And so I'll always follow this. If there's anything comes out that we didn't know before or any updates come in. Welcome in, love me. Tracy, thank you so much for being here. And Riz, young Riz, welcome in. Please smash the thumbs up and please share this out if y'all will. And so hold on. I'm gonna play this video too because this is a video that really touched me in the beginning. Like her dad literally was trying to get custody of her. She was being kept away from him. He was trying to find her. He was working with the courts, and ultimately, this was one of the last videos that he made with her. He was documenting things at this time, and so he was asking her some questions. I'm gonna let that play, and then I'm gonna go into the interrogation video.
Aniya, you awake, baby? You up, mama? You wanna go home with your mommy or you wanna stay with me, baby? You wanna go home to your mommy? What you mean, no? Huh? What you mean, no? You wanna stay with me? You wanna stay with daddy? Yes. You sure? I love you. What? I love you more, honey. Daddy's princess. Of course you can stay with me, mama. I want you to stay with me. I want you to come live with me, honey. You hear me? And daddy gonna make that possible. Believe that in Jesus' name. I'm gonna ask you one more time, okay? You wanna go home to mommy? You wanna go with me? Yeah. Okay, baby. You come with daddy. I love you. It's my angel, man. I'm not forcing nothing on you, sugar. You know that. I'm glad you enjoy being with daddy. You can always come with me. You hear me? You hear me? I'll always be with daddy. So, I'm going to keep you with me tonight. We're going to call mommy and let her know you stand with me, alright? Okay, baby. Daddy love you. Alright, mama. That's my baby.
Yeah, so we have a loving father who wanted his daughter, and this whatever you want to call her, was keeping her away. Ultimately, she lost her life. And it's very upsetting. I mean, the guy, he totally stuck to the mother. Oh, she didn't do anything. Oh, he used to watch her and all of this stuff. And well, he would watch her while she was at work. So he knew what was going on completely. And he basically dug himself a grave. So because he wouldn't turn over on her and tell the truth, he got 20 years to life with the possibility of parole. She got 20 years to life without the possibility of parole, and they both deserve it. But what I found to be interesting is that he stuck to the story. Nothing happened, and it all sounded stupid, you know. Her, on the other hand, she blamed everything on him. She said he did everything. Go figure. But either way it goes, if you're in a relationship with somebody and you're sitting up there watching them abuse their child and you do nothing, you going down too. You can't sit there and watch a child being starved, beaten, and do nothing. And you babysit while she at work. So it's not like you didn't know what was going on. Shout out to Tracy. Glad to hear that, Riz. How you doing, Tracy? Yeah, it is heartbreaking. Very much so. Okay, of course I didn't find my spot or nothing like that, so I still gotta find where we gonna start at. But I know about a month ago is the last time I reported on this story, and we left off at Deonte caping for her, basically. Forget about the baby. You know, and other people knew what was going on too. And it's like everybody was protecting her instead of the baby, the 4-year-old. That's who needed the protection, not her. You know, the family was aware that she was hitting on her and stuff like that. Shout out to the realist. I'm good. Oh, I already know. Miss V going on. What's up with you, realist? Thank you for coming in. I gotta find my spot, y'all. Hold on.
Another call to Children and Family Services on December 13th of last year. And it doesn't tell me who it came from. Okay.
Hold on. These are the people we talking about.
Always has black eyes, bruises on her face. Hasn't seen the child in a couple months. Heard from someone close to the mother. The mother continues to hit the child like the child is an adult. Bruises came from when my dad was watching Aniya. Mother will lie and say that the child fell at daycare or is clumsy when she is really hitting the child.
Wow. So I'm gonna just start here. And so basically, she lies and say that Aniya got hurt everywhere but at the house. But we all know that Aniya actually she couldn't walk, move, eat, or nothing. I'm talking about for months.
Mother pulled the child out of a daycare because they were starting to ask questions about all her bruises and moved her to another daycare. Aniya had 2 bruises from day-garrett, but I told you. And I was very concerned about it because I didn't get a call. Okay, these injuries are not from daycare. Okay, we know that.
Can y'all hear it okay? So basically what she's saying is the bruises that Aniya had on her came from her father's house and the daycare. But this is actually the daycare writing it up against her. And Aniya actually said that her mother hit her. That was before. So the point that I want to get to is when she actually started blaming him, and I hope I'm at the right point.
Not times while she's at daycare. A couple injuries came from my dad's house. And she ran into the table or she fell. Erica called me one day and said Aniya had like a little knot on her head. You need to stop bringing her around, but you know, Dad is C9. He don't know how to watch kids.
So Erica is actually her sister. Erica, her sister, actually teamed up with Aniya's father and told on her for abusing her. But here she's saying that her sister caught her about a bruise and basically caught her dad senile when he got her, and she can't, she got to be watched with around him basically.
She was good at my care.
Back in September, she presented at the First District Police Department. The bruise on her cheek and scratches on her chest.
Bruise on her cheek, scratches on her chest.
How did those injuries happen in September?
It was a scratch because it was around her birthday. It was a scratch. It wasn't a scratch on her chest. Her dad called me saying it was a scratch on her chest. I'm like, well, I wasn't aware it could have came from daycare. And I'm like, you did say you have 2 kids. I'm like, did it come from you? And he was like, no. Because when she left on my care, there was nothing on Aniya. I remember that day like it was yesterday because I remember him calling my phone because he didn't want to give her to me.
Now, this incident that she's explaining, Michael Garrett actually, his girlfriend noticed these bruises on Aniya, and he ended up leaving work early and coming home. He took pictures and all of that stuff, and he also was actively trying to get her away from him through trying to get custody of her and stuff. And so, but after that, she never allowed her to go with him again. And he couldn't find her. She moved, she hid her out, and all of that. He never seen his baby after he called her and went off about those bruises.
And he said if it did come from daycare, you need to watch the kids around my child.
Okay, so those are your explanations, but the daycare made good documentation, and during the time that she presented with injuries, she wasn't in the care
Hey,
of the
what's
daycare.
up,
She showed up
Rita?
at daycare with the injuries, but they were not caused at daycare.
It came from my dad was watching her.
All right. So we're all the way back to May of last year, right? And you know what I'm going to ask you about, right? This is when Aniya was still at Harbor Crest daycare. What happened back on May 18th?
She was in Harbor Crest.
Yeah.
She had a scratch.
Okay, well, she had more than a scratch because she got transported by the ambulance.
She had something right here. And it was a scratch. And when she fell, and when I took her to the park, and when they took me to the diagnostic service room,
Yeah, yeah,
they said, well, it does look like she fell.
Okay. So what did you tell the investigators back in May of 2017 when Aniya was transported from Harbor Crest daycare to the hospital?
Before we walked in the daycare, I told him where the scratch came from. I told him that we went to the park and I was running. And she fell. She was better because she had sandals on.
Okay.
So if something goes on, you're supposed to let the daycare know. Took Aniya for a day from me. Told me I had to meet down to Children Family Services.
Yeah.
Went down to Children Family Services. They explained, they had me talk, and they felt like it wasn't no concerns. And they closed my case.
So, I've got quite a bit of experience in this, and it's known that
Khaki
when
B.
children, especially at this age, 4 years old, make statements about how their injuries occur, that those statements are truthful. Okay, that a 4-year-old does not have the capacity to fabricate a lie. Okay, do you know what Aniya said back in May when she had injuries?
She said, Mommy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I used to say different names.
Who used to say different names?
Aniya.
No, she only told the medical staff that it was you that hurt her.
See? And she's sitting up here calling her own baby a liar in her death. Knowing, oh, Aniya will say different names. No, she only said you.
She didn't say it was anyone else. And she complained in front of the officer investigating the case that she had pain in her head. She had pain and discomfort on the right side of her face.
Pain and discomfort on the right side of her face. Mommy did it. She even said, Mommy did it and told me I fell.
She had blood inside her ear. That's a pretty serious head injury if you have blood inside your ear. Right?
It didn't come from her ear. It came from a scratch because it was driven from her ear.
Okay. Are you willing to tell me the truth about how that injury happened on May 18th, 2017? Because I know it didn't happen at your dad's and it didn't happen at the park. So are you willing
to the park?
Okay.
She had sandals on. She had a dress on.
Okay.
She fell and she was running.
Okay. 3 days before that,
Scratch.
3 days before that, how did she get that injury?
The scratch on her head. I went out. I placed her with a friend of mine. A friend of mine said Aniya was running around the room.
All right. I'm not going to let you continue to tell stories that I know don't make any sense with the investigation.
I'm not telling you stories. I'm telling you everything. My daughter is dead. I'm telling you everything.
Right. Well, you're not, because back in May of 2017, this is before Deonte's in the picture, okay?
I didn't mention Deonte at all.
Oh, he wasn't there. You couldn't have. He wasn't in your life. Okay. But I'm looking at this injury that she's transported to the hospital for. It's very serious. Okay. But we also have documentation 3 days before that, the scrape on top and under her nose. Okay. Do you remember telling them what happened? What did you say happened?
Wasn't with me. Aniya was at a friend of mine's because I went out.
Okay.
She told me that they were outside for a minute. She told the kids to go to the room because it was getting dark.
Okay. Where are you going with this story? I don't know who you're talking about. You're saying she.
Eleanor.
Who's Eleanor?
A friend of mine.
Okay. What does Eleanor have to do with the injuries?
She was watching her.
She was watching her?
She said it could have came from that. I didn't notice nothing on my daughter at all.
Okay. Well, that's different than what you told investigators back in May of 2017 when they responded to investigate this. Do you remember what you told us then?
I told them what I'm telling you now.
So, I have the report here from May of 2017. Do you want me to tell you what it says, Sierra? Do you want me to tell you what you told us back then? Okay. This is the problem when you tell lies. This is how you get caught telling a lie, because it's hard to remember. The truth you don't forget. The truth happened and you remember it exactly. When you try to make up a story, it's like you did coming in here. You and Deonte tried to make up a story. You both got it all screwed up and we knew you were lying. Okay?
Because I didn't want to give him away.
Okay. I mean, listen, I can respect that motivation. Okay? And that explains
the truth.
Yeah.
When you told me the daughter was gone.
Yeah. That explains the injuries that caused her death. The involvement with Deonte since June or July. Okay. But these things I'm asking you about happened before Deonte was in your life.
I let Aniya stay with my dad. I used to drop Aniya off a lot at my dad's.
Yeah.
And when I would come back, it was a bruise or two.
Okay. Again, I don't want you to get into stories that are not consistent with what you told us in the past, okay? Remember what I told you about when children say that mom is the one that hurt them?
Aniya likes to say a lot of stuff. Even brought my daughter with food when she would say anything. My brother Eric done it a couple of times for her.
Okay. She's not old enough to fabricate lies to frame people. Children that are 4 don't have, no matter how intelligent they are, they don't understand what the kind of manipulation that takes. So when she said on May 15th that the scream on top and under her nose was from mommy pushed her down, that's a true statement.
Facts.
Okay, harm my child.
I know you didn't mean to.
Harm my child.
So this video is 3 minutes and 53 minutes in. I guess she's drained from all that lying she been doing.
It caused her that kind of injury. Okay. So 2 months earlier, back in February of 2017, she had a dark colored bruise under her left eye. What do you think she said then about that injury?
Mommy did it?
Yeah.
And the bruise didn't come from my house. It came from my dad's house. Because I used to question my dad. I told my dad, you had to be very careful.
Notice how she's throwing her own father under the bus, knowing she did this to her child.
Okay, let's in-depth investigation of a medical doctor, a forensic pathologist. Absolutely, without a doubt, she was dead when you called us. And for hours before that. What was going on in those hours before you called us?
She was in the bed. Deonte woke me up and said, babe, because the night was good. She was breathing. If she wasn't breathing, she was breathing. I had her tub. Because I had her.
Now, mind you, they just told her daughter is dead, and this is her reaction after it. But this is where she starts to blame him. So what I did, I took it back because the portion that I was just playing was towards the end. And so I wanted to get to the point where she just started blaming everything on the boyfriend who never blamed her. He stuck to her. She didn't do anything. Nobody hit her. I mean, he got the 20 years because he wouldn't roll over on her. And this woman is saying that he did it all. Everything. Let me take it back just a little bit. Let's see.
No, I'm good. I just want to get your water.
I think they just came back from the restroom or something. So, okay, right here. Hey, what's up, Mace? Welcome in. Thank you for checking me out. I appreciate you.
In investigations like this, it's typical that we ask for a DNA specimen from a home swab, which is at the inside of your tube.
Did they just do that?
What?
Did they just do that?
Have you?
A swab?
That's different. The one from the jail is different than the one. Speak for your daughter. Tell us what happens to her.
He just woke up.
Daughter.
I was speaking. When we woke up, he just said, did you smell something?
Wait a minute. Hold on,
That's
y'all.
all he said.
Hold on.
They're dead.
What you mean?
She passed away. She was dead when you guys called us. She was already dead.
My daughter is dead?
She's dead.
That was her reaction. She just put her head down. Now, mind y'all, this has been going on for over 2 hours. She's finally telling her that her daughter has passed away. She didn't ask not nan time about her or nothing. And they even pointed it out to her. Oh, I was about to ask. No, you wasn't. You knew. When they described how they was giving her a bath and how she needed help and all of that, everything said to me that she was deceased at that time. She needed help because she couldn't bend anything. The paramedics said when they got there, Aniya was sitting under the air conditioner. It was dead a dang on winter. It was cold, and they had the AC on and had her laying under it. Why do you think they were doing that? Because she was deceased.
And in those hours before you called us,
She was in the bed. Deonte woke me up and said, "Babe," because the night was good. She was breathing. If she wasn't breathing, she was breathing. I had her in the tub because I had to wash her up.
when did you have her in the tub?
I had her in the tub after she boo-booed.
When was
I
that?
told her, she said, "Mommy, can you lay me down? I'm sleepy. I'm tired."
When?
Sunday.
What time on Sunday?
I don't know what time you just like my daughter.
How long before you called us did the bath happen?
The bath wasn't that long.
So she was already dead when you gave her a bath?
No, she wasn't dead. Anaya was alive, sitting up.
Well, that's
Sitting
not,
up. The day
that's
before.
not what Deonte tells us.
What is Deonte telling you?
Well, he tells us she's dead when you give her a bath.
She told her she was dead when you gave her a bath.
Did you guys decide together to bathe her after you knew she was dead?
And I'm smiling because he didn't say that. They lying. He never said that. But see how that's how they get her to talk. Well, what did he tell you?
Whose idea was it?
Up.
Whose idea was it to bathe her?
Both of us. It was both of
You
ours.
decided together to bathe her?
Yes.
Okay.
And she was responsive.
And this is the part I was talking about. I believe when she had that bowel movement, she had passed away. That's what I believe. They trying to make us believe, oh, she fell off the toilet. If she was sick, why was she even going to the toilet by herself? She couldn't even walk. Y'all carrying her everywhere, but y'all set her on a toilet?
She wasn't responsive.
She was responsive.
Hey, Miss B.
She just said, "Mommy, I was sleepy."
Dead kids don't say that.
She said, dead kids don't say that.
You're young. Okay, you're overwhelmed.
I actually remember going over this part because she told her, you're young, you're overwhelmed or feeling overwhelmed. She's giving her an excuse to go ahead and tell the truth.
Tell me when you started feeling like this.
I feel like what?
Like overwhelmed.
I didn't feel no more. I'm a young mother.
See,
I tried my best.
she told her she was overwhelmed. Then she gave her a reason, made her feel comfortable to feel okay to be overwhelmed. Now she's saying she was overwhelmed. That's amazing.
Okay.
Deonte came along to try to help out. I was a single mother before Deonte.
Come on. You ain't got all that.
You don't have to do this anymore. You don't have to play.
See, the crazy.
You don't have to stick to this lie.
The crazy thing is, she knew when she first got there that baby was dead. Now that they told her she got to play this role, she knew. She knew. She probably. I know she was deceased for hours. It might have been a whole day, to be honest.
I'm not sticking to no lie.
Listen,
I'm not sticking to no
it's
lie.
okay. It's okay.
I'm not sticking to no lie.
When Deonte came along, did things change with you and Aniya?
I told him she started acting weird.
After when?
Because I was single for so long.
Okay.
I told him that.
How did he react to having to have a 4-year-old involved with him everywhere you guys went?
Deonte, I don't know if he took the initiative to be there just to be with me or my daughter. And how he did tell me before, I don't like news, but he never did nothing to harm her to say that.
They called him Noodles. She claiming Aniya told her at some point she didn't like him, but now she's setting up to go ahead and blame everything on him. And I don't believe he was innocent either because he was there. He was there watching her while she was at work. At some point, he was there witnessing all of this, and he did nothing to save this child. They even went to Chipotle the night that I believe she was already deceased and did all kind of disgusting things they recorded, and they were able to see that too. Like, y'all really just let this baby lay there and wither away and doing all this sexing and texting. Disgusting. Then they didn't wake up to like 1 o'clock the next day, which is the day that they end up calling the paramedics. And I believe that she was already gone. I really do. That's why the house was super clean. It was bleached down. Oh, they asked them if she got OCD and all that. Yeah, because they cleaned the house big time. But the mattress that baby had been laying on, saturated. Nobody has seen her. She was at first taking her to the daycare. She worked at a daycare. Poor baby couldn't escape her. She worked at the daycare that she went to. Complete monsters. And so she couldn't escape this woman. She at home with her. She at work with her. And then all these reports from the daycare, and nobody did nothing. Nobody saved her. Dad, on the other hand, trying to get custody of her. Trying his hardest to find her, like not even able to see his baby. He had a whole room for ready. Like he really loved this baby. And she would rather do this than to let her father have her if you didn't want her. There's so many females out here like this. It's disgusting. And it ain't just the women, it's the men. These kids is in a storm. People that's supposed to love and protect them is taking them out in crazy numbers, y'all. Crazy numbers, how much this is happening. Parents taking their own children's life. Crazy. She disgusts me. Y'all should have seen how fat she was when she came to court.
When you called us.
I did.
I just training in early childhood education.
I just thought she wasn't responsive.
You have recent CPR training.
Okay, that's a little bit too fast, but I want her to hurry up.
We know.
I just thought she wasn't responsive. I didn't know my child was dead. I thought that it was something the paramedics could do. I thought that it was something. No.
She didn't know. She definitely knew. Now that she's saying that, she knew. Why y'all had the air on? Why was the door closed when the paramedics came? They had to knock on the door. You know, when you call freaking 911, they on their way. Why would the door be locked? And it took them a few minutes to get to the door.
I didn't think my daughter was there. I just thought she wasn't responsive.
When was the last time you saw her responsive?
In the tub.
How many hours before you called us did you have her in the tub?
She wasn't in the tub so long. She wasn't in the tub that long.
How many hours before you called us
It wasn't that long. She lay down for a little bit. Then I got her back up. And then I noticed she wasn't breathing. She just fell out.
You have one last opportunity, and I want you to understand, okay? You're not going home. You're being charged with this, okay? Your cooperation could go a long way. We're going to charge you regardless. So withholding information from me
I'm
is
not
not going to stop
withholding
me from
information.
charging you, okay? You have an opportunity here to be honest with me. I'm not judging you, okay? I want to understand what led to this. Help me understand.
She's thinking of a lie. Welcome in, Nathan.
I don't know. We could have been Deonte, and I liking Deonte. I don't know.
Did that put you in a position where you felt resentful toward Aniya sometimes?
What should be resentful?
You said that.
You said it could have been Deonte.
Yeah. And I'm not liking him. What did that trigger?
He whooped my daughter before.
He what?
He whooped it before.
He whipped.
So this is where she turns everything on him. They basically was like, okay, now we're gonna give you a chance, and so she like, okay, she clapping her hands. Her hands is in handcuffs, but that noise y'all heard, she doing all this with her hands. And then said something about Deonte. That whole body action was a lie.
How did that make you feel?
Uncomfortable because I never whooped Aniya.
Okay.
Do y'all see how she says she never whooped Aniya? Never. It made her feel uncomfortable when he did it because she's never done it. Wow.
And when he whipped her, when was this? How did he whip her?
I was staying in Harborcrest.
And you were at Harborcrest?
So right now she's admitting to a whooping that Deonte allegedly did at Harborcrest when they was at the old place. This is where Aniya got her bad injury. And they had been living in the apartment that they end up finding her deceased in for months. So whatever she say happened at Harborcrest was a long time ago. And that means Aniya would have been injured a long time ago. Before now.
What did he use to whip her?
He used the belt.
He used the belt. How old was she at the time?
4.
Okay. Did you feel comfortable telling him not to discipline her that way? Were you afraid he would leave if you told him to stop?
Yes, no. He told me he was.
I think you're ready to tell me how this happened.
Speak for her, Sierra.
What do you mean speak?
Just explain to me how this happened because we know what you didn't follow.
I did fall. We heard a bump.
So he started whooping her when you guys were on Harborcrest. How long? Is he still whooping her now?
Notice how they went back to the story. Like she was basically like, you don't have to keep doing this. You can tell me the truth. And so she was trying to give her the opportunity. And when she was like, no, she did fail. That is what happened. She went back to the other story because she was getting more information. Boy, you can learn a lot from these interrogation videos because they detectives, they slick. And these liars be getting caught up bad.
He didn't get angry.
What does he do when he gets angry?
He just grabbed her and put her in the bed.
When was that?
If y'all didn't watch the last video before this, hey, what's up, E-Money? So yeah, in the last video before this, he like, she didn't hit her. Nobody hit the little girl. Nobody abused her. Nobody did this. She was a great mom. I mean, sticking to that. But now her interrogation video flipped straight on him. That's what he get. Stupid.
When was the most recent time?
He did that Harborcrest a couple times.
Has he done it?
The way he whipped my child, I didn't like it. I told him I didn't like it. He said to get her to act right, act better. Before I started dating Deonte, Aniya was a normal kid. Deonte came along. I just noticed a change in Aniya. She was acting weird. And the first time I let him whoop Aniya, he left some right here.
He left what?
He was a mark in the back of her. He left right there.
Yeah.
Sent it to her dad. Dad called 4 days later, said something. My brother took the blame because he knew Mike probably took my Deonte. I told Deonte, you can't go with my child no more. And he was like, that's just a discipliner because she doesn't listen. He used to discipline her, putting her arms up. Something that I never did because I know when I start acting weird.
I have a doll that we use to help with cases like these. I understand it's more of like an infant size than she is, but if I get it, can you show me what you're talking about? Do you know where it is, boss? Yeah. I'm gonna take up her handcuffs so that when you bring it back in, she can show us. Okay. Relax, okay. I don't judge you. I need you to just relax.
So they're
Okay.
about to get this doll for her to demonstrate.
My daughter's dead.
But, I mean, you and I are working together right now.
I know I never put my hands on my child. That's why I was weird towards him.
Is that when you started kind of limiting his visits in case Deonte whooped her again so he wouldn't see it?
Michael was always busy. He was always too busy.
Okay.
And when he did come, when he did get Aniya, he barely kept her for real.
So it's not like you've struggled as a single mom without a lot of help from Michael. Is that right?
He had 2 kids. And when I was with Michael Day-Garrett, I would have Aniya and I would have his son Zay. Michael is a music artist. He will be out doing his music.
So you're not only taking care of your child with Michael, you're taking care of his child that he has with another woman?
And when Aniya was in my stomach, I watched Isaiah for him. Michael was very focused on his music. He never had time for Aniya, neither his son. I was always stuck with Aniya.
Yeah, we talked about this last time, how she said she was always stuck with Aniya, her own child. You're not stuck with her, that's your baby. Wow. And then you can tell she's obsessed with him because she said his whole name, Michael Day-Garrett. He was too busy for her. He was always with his music and all this.
That's difficult.
Bitter.
But before I had Aniya, her dad was putting his hands on me while I was pregnant with her.
And y'all see, she said he was putting his hands on her. I really don't believe that.
Where did you guys live then?
I went through a lot with my parents, so we was at his friend's house.
Did you make a police report?
Police report for what?
For when he put his hands on you when you were pregnant with Aniya?
First time I didn't. No, I didn't.
You did not? Okay, so there's no report of that. Okay. You started to say something about Deonte putting her arms up. What is that about?
I didn't discipline her at all. I just talked to Aniya. Deonte came to the conclusion to put her arms up like this. And
So he would make her put her arms up.
Okay,
Okay, we went over this.
she looked at me.
A couple weeks ago you saw him. You're right.
Teddy,
A couple weeks ago you saw him turn her upside down. Okay.
in my new apartment.
In a new apartment. And you said that at that time she wasn't walking and talking.
She stopped walking when he started whooping her.
See, now she's saying Aniya stopped walking when he started whooping her. Talking about he turned her upside down and whooped her.
I wasn't putting her arms up. I wasn't putting her in push-up position. I never whooped Aniya. And I felt
So those are all the things. I never put her in a push-up position. I never whooped her. I never did this. She's saying Deonte did all that.
Like Aniya was looking at me like my mom never did this stuff. Maybe if I prolong to do this, he won't do nothing. And it didn't hurt. She still didn't walk. And I felt like she was afraid.
Did he make you discipline her to show him that you would discipline her, or how did that go?
What you mean?
Like, were you refusing to discipline your own daughter?
Only thing I did was put her in time out and told her no.
Okay.
See, she would just put her in timeout and tell her no, but Deonte, he would do all the whooping. Even 2 years before Deonte ever came into the picture, there's a whole trail of abuse from her. And man, listen, they all failed this baby. They all did. Horrible.
I never believed it. I mean, I believe in discipline, but I never believe in discipline a child, if that makes sense. When my brother found out that Noodles did do it, he tried to fight, and I stopped him.
Which brother was ready to
Garrett. I literally said a few words to him.
Okay. I mean, so what I'm about to do, I'm gonna go to Michael Garrett's closing statement and what he had to say. Let me see something.
Before we go on,
I'm tired of her lies.
Sierra, I have a lot of experience. You know I know they're not Johnson & Johnson. Are you ready to tell me what they are? You're doing good. You can tell me.
I just used just, I don't know where it came from. I don't know if it came from her or not.
Are you aware of that?
Hold on, y'all.
Was not found. As tired as how this will get off the paper. Well, we're surprised when I told you that the medical doctors, the coroner, medical examiner said they were not weapons. Would that surprise you? Recognize it.
Yes.
The conduct of Sierra Day as a mother comes into sharp focus as she and her boyfriend stand trial for beating to death their 4-year-old daughter, Aniya Day-Garrett, on March 11th, 2018.
I think I lost it. I lost it.
This is the father, Michael Garrett, but I'm trying to find something a little bit better.
The
Oh,
National
that's
Weather Service
crazy.
also confirms her tornado in Monroe.
Hold on, y'all. Let me.
My mind just could not.
The conduct of Sierra Day as a mother comes into sharp focus.
My mind just could not bear to think about something like that.
Aniya's father testified that he filed a report with East Cleveland police when he noticed signs of abuse and tried to get custody of his daughter.
I visibly observed a bruise in my daughter's chest area and her lower back.
Sweet, soft-spoken, energetic, outgoing.
A daycare teacher told the jury that she began to notice injuries on Aniya's body, and the child initially told her that she fell.
And she wanted to sit on my lap, so I let her sit on my lap. And then I said, "Does that hurt?" And she said, "Yeah." She said, "Mommy did it, but Mommy said I fell."
The teacher said she filed reports about Aniya's injuries with her supervisor at Harbor Crest Daycare Academy. She testified that she later began to babysit Aniya, and one day the child arrived with a black eye.
I asked Aniya, and she just was straightforward. "Mommy hit me."
The teacher testified that when she spoke with Sierra Day about the black eye, Day told her that her 4-year-old daughter was lying about the cause of her injuries. That became a common theme as other daycare workers testified.
"Sweetie, did you fall off the slide, off the swing? Like, what happened?"
Piece of crap.
And she said, "Mommy pushed me." And I said, outside. She said, down some steps. Mommy pushing me.
Another daycare employee testified about the day that Aniya arrived at school with head and facial injuries and blood inside her ear.
And I picked her up and I held her and I said to her, no more. It ends now.
The employee said she demanded that the daycare director call 911 and threatened to quit if she was not allowed to go with Aniya to the emergency room. Euclid Police and Cuyahoga County Children's Services were notified about the injuries, but county authorities concede little was done at that time to protect the child, and later on that cold day in March, Aniya day-garrett died of blunt force injuries.
I just loved her so much. I did.
Here's a picture of Aniya and her dad. I love this picture. This is a picture that I had in my group. One of them. Poor baby. When I tell y'all, man, when I seen this case, it just, you would have thought I knew them. I could not control myself. Like, this case really, really touched my heart. Just to see the father, just to know the story, it was just like, wow. This was before I knew that this stuff was happening all the time. I mean, I really did not know. And it seemed like right after that, one case after another. I found out because people were trying to report them in my group. And I was like, nah, this is just for her. But then I started feeling bad. I'm like, man, this is happening to a lot of kids. So that's when I was like, have you ever wondered what makes some cases go viral and others don't? I said, I think I'm going to make a spinoff group and I'm going to call it Make This Go Viral because I want all cases to go viral. That was the whole idea behind it. Wow.
Impose the sentence that this case demands and listen to Aniya Day's voice.
Her voice was heard and the sentence has been imposed. The mother of Aniya day-garrett.
She wasn't as fat as she was once she was in there for a minute. And I don't know what she closed her eyes for, like God was about to let her get off. You going down.
Receives life without parole in the death of her daughter. Sierra Day's boyfriend, Deonte Lewis, also received life in prison, but will be eligible for parole after 20 years.
As you can imagine, an emotional finale to a case that started just over a year ago when paramedics found Aniya's lifeless body in her mother's Euclid apartment. News Sergeant Jordan Vandenberg has covered this story since the beginning. He's live outside the Justice Center. Jordan.
Yes, she was, Miss B.
Well, prosecutors say the judge's decision was fair and well thought out because it was Sierra Day who was abusing her daughter from the very beginning. And Aniya's father says her story is merely just beginning.
He walked to the podium.
Yes, Michael Garrett, in his impassioned statement, was one part mournful.
Devastates my entire life, my family,
Old school.
the whole entire world.
And another part resolute.
Lewis didn't care as he watched my daughter suffer for months because she was not his child. It was not his life. He did not care to help protect Aniya. So weak of a man.
Throughout Michael Garrett's impact statement, Sierra Day sat stoically, devoid of any expression or emotion or much of anything.
And that's what saddens me the most about this case. That as human beings, we have a responsibility to one another, and they failed her miserably.
Day will not be eligible for parole, but Lewis will be after 20 years. Following a 6-day trial, the jury found them both guilty of aggravated murder for beating, starving, and neglecting Aniya, the 4-year-old girl weighed a mere 26 pounds when she died.
Aniya Day looked like an Auschwitz survivor. You could count each rib on that little body.
How could you torture and murder your own flesh and blood? Your daughter.
I did not harm her at all.
In a short statement, Lewis said he loved Aniya and never meant to hurt her. However, he did not have a sympathetic audience.
And I respectfully request that on March 11th, every year, that they both sit in solitary and think about what they did to that child.
Aniya would have been 5 years old, so much life left to live. All of that is gone now, but never forgotten.
And I'm thankful that some justice did come out of this.
And through a foundation set up in Aniya's name, Michael Garrett continues to raise awareness about child abuse. He's also pushing for Aniya's Law, which would require more thorough investigations in the initial stages of a child abuse claim investigation. And it also has stricter penalties for county social workers and caseworkers who do not follow state law.
Yeah, Miss B. She was 26 pounds and 40 inches. She was basically skin and bone.
Paramedics are called to an apartment complex on Lakeshore Boulevard.
So this is where they was living at. This is where they put her out from. Hey, I went old school, so hey, let's go old school.
Euclid police and paramedics are called
Don't
to
say
an
nothing,
apartment
Tracy.
complex on Lakeshore Boulevard on Sunday after receiving a 911 call that a 4-year-old girl was unresponsive. The child, identified as Aniya Day and known to her family as Nyla, is taken to Euclid Hospital, where she is later pronounced dead.
Oh, she's awesome, sweetheart, happy, good goalie, but timid and shy. That's how we noticed that things was going on.
Family members say there were obvious signs that the little girl was being abused and neglected. The child's mother, Sierra Day, and her boyfriend have now been arrested by Euclid police for their alleged roles in her death.
They should stay in jail for the rest of their life, and they shouldn't eat, they should starve, and they should get burnt, and anything else, whatever they did to her is what they should do.
Family members say they were so concerned about the treatment of Aniya Day that they contacted Cuyahoga County Children and Family Services. The agency confirms it was an active case at the time Aniya died. The agency confirms that caseworkers visited the home 3 times and had scheduled a visit for Monday after the child's biological father sought emergency custody out of concern for his daughter's safety. Relatives say Sierra Day and her boyfriend put on a good show for caseworkers when they would visit, and among other things would force little Nyla to hide in a closet during some of the visits and not say a word until the caseworker left.
We tried all we could do for little Nyla, and we did our part. We couldn't keep her and kidnap her because the police, we would have got kidnapped charge and we would have been in trouble if we would have popped our cousin upside our head. But Children Family Services, who we supposed to reach out to instead of taking it in our own hands, did not come, and now we helpless. And where's she at?
Jack Shea, Fox 8 News in Euclid.
Yeah, y'all should have bopped her upside her damn head. Yep, that's exactly what she needed. That was the 911 call. I did a video of that too, the 911 call. Wait a minute.
A beautiful 4-year-old daughter's life was a girl whose life was.
This is her grandma. This is Michael Garrett's mother. Aniya's grandmother.
Little girl, beaten, abused, battered, starved, no reason. Oh, you have to be heartless.
Dang, that was quick.
Bruises on her bodies, black eyes, coming to school, broke her on her legs. Yeah, malnutrition. That was his sugar. That's what he called her, sugar. He to make her smile. Yeah. He always made that baby smile. Anytime you see him, and at her, she was smiling. She loved her daddy. She loved her daddy.
That's his sister. Sad, man. Horrible. But I just couldn't rest until I feel like I finished reporting that case. And when I seen that video, I was like, wow, they released that. And I knew I had to watch it, and I knew that I wanted to bring it to my platform. But I wanted to let me look up something because I want to know. I want to remember what the Aniya law is. And her father won a lawsuit. I think a couple $1 million is what he got. He filed a lawsuit in 2019 for wrongful death against the county and against the daycare. Wait, what is this? Let's see. This is something I need to read when I ain't live. Cause I'm like, wait a minute, what is this? A whole nother something I don't even know about. Ohio court declines appeal in Aniya's case. There's some other stuff going on. So this is let me see. So there was a petition circulating, and it was like says an emergency visit to a home when an urgent call is received, accompanied by a thorough investigation and physical evaluation of the minor, with the thorough investigation of the home, an emergency removal of a child from a residence displaying signs of abuse until further investigation. Stricter penalties for departments of children and family services representatives who do not follow law and statutes or perceived to be acting in favor of the offending parent or caregiver, and a physical child abuse registry. But that was the petition. For whatever reason, I can't find a law. But it is one. What is the I also think it's one on the Aniya Blanchard too. She was a female who, yeah, she was the one I think that got in that Uber. Was she Aniya Blanchard? No, she was the one whose mother came out to help in Carly's case, but I can't remember what happened. It's so much, man. Let me stick to what I'm doing. State release reports, okay. So yeah, Michael Garrett got $3 million settlement. It says Cuyahoga County will pay $3 million to settle a lawsuit brought by the father of 4-year-old Aniya day-garrett, who died from child abuse by her mother and her mother's boyfriend. Michael Garrett, Aniya's father, alleged in a 2019 lawsuit that the County Division of Child and Family Services, DCFS, failed to make a full investigation into the reports of Aniya's abuse, and Cuyahoga County Council approved the settlement that Tuesday. So Garrett told Ideal Stream Tuesday that while the settlement cannot bring his daughter back, he hopes to see reform within the child services system, bringing change and genuine awareness and preventing child abuse and all violence. That's what means the most to us, he said. And like I said, hold those accountable who did not do their job properly. The lawsuit alleges Michael Garrett noticed bruises on Aniya while she was in her mother's custody. He expresses concern to the police. He expresses concern in a police report and later in a domestic relations court, according to the suit. The suit also cites an Ohio Department of Job and Family Services investigation that faulted Cuyahoga County for failing to take into account a history of Aniya's report of abuse in her Aniya's case. Garrett said he'd like to see new laws on the book to ensure county safety, and sheriffs are just following up properly to make sure that children's lives are actually being investigated and protected properly. He also hopes to meet with the county officials to discuss how they'll implement these reforms, according to the attorney. Both of them were found guilty. One got they both got 20 years. Deonte got possibility of parole. She got no possibility of parole. That all happened in 2018. Garrett says he plans to continue advocating for the prevention of child abuse. In 2018, he created the nonprofit Justice for Aniya Foundation. When my checks start rolling in, we're gonna be donating to Jelani's foundation and Aniya's foundation. That is something that I really want to do, and so I'm gonna take my earnings from here, a portion of it. I haven't decided how much, and I'm a make a donation. I'm thinking a monthly donation. Yeah, I'll let y'all know. I'll keep y'all posted on that. That's how I'm gonna be using the donations, and I'll definitely have proof of that. So yeah, that's something that I definitely want to do. These two cases, Aniya and Jelani, those are two that I definitely want to help. We talk about, we talked about Jelani a lot on here, and I just want to give back. I want to help. I like what they doing with the Jelani Foundation, helping people get, helping folks go to school, paying tuitions, and also helping families that's in a similar situation that need resources and stuff. Aniya law, emergency removal of minors in imminent danger. Okay, that's what I remember those words too. Emergency removal of minors in imminent danger. Yeah. What's considered an emergency though? How quickly? Thank you, Kathy B. I think it's a good thing. Like I always say that I want to put something good out in the world, and these two cases, like, they mean a lot to me, and so I'm definitely gonna do that soon as these checks start rolling in good. So anyway, y'all, I guess I'm gonna get out of here. Like, I guess I covered more of this case than I realized, because I'm like, I'm not about to listen to this again. Like, I listened. The thing is, I listened to a lot of it before I actually reported. So, but I think I got enough. We know what happened in this in Aniya's case, and we know what came out of they raggedy mouths, especially his. It looked kind of black in there when he was talking. Looked a little gummy there. Young to be gummy, but I'm sure he real gummy. It looked like he had a bunch of rotten teeth in his mouth. I'm just saying. I'm talking about Deonte. It did. I'm big on teeth. Whew. Shoot, the human mouth is nastier than a dog's ass. Let's see. Thank you, Tracy. I feel like I was all over the place. I hope y'all enjoyed. But I gotta step it up over here so I can get the crowd back. We need to bring the algorithm over here. That 4 months off didn't help. From December to what, June, May, somewhere around there. That didn't help. And then going sporadic. We gonna get it popping back over here though. That's a fact. I'm not happy. I'm not satisfied. We gonna get this channel back where it's supposed to be at. But anyway, y'all, until next time, I'm out. As a matter of fact, I think I'm about to go live on my other channel. I have not been over there in a minute, and we gotta keep it rolling. So I'll see y'all in a minute. As soon as I find my exit. I'm deleting some of this stuff now that I did this case. After this live in, the one for tomorrow is going to pop up. Tomorrow I'm going to be talking about Felicia. Yeah, Felicia. Dude. Felicia. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Her. That ain't a right clip. Dang. I think I got her at the end. Is her picture gonna come up? Probably not. I can't find nothing. Anyway, y'all, we out. That's right, Johnson. Right. Thank you, Tracy.
Make this go